Really rich people taking over the government and changing the government so it only works for them. Oligarchy.
Jesus, corporate media talking about oligarchies like they're not the instrument of an oligarchy is a whole new level of blatant corruption hidden in plain sight. Of course, they're talking about it through the traditional left versus right, Republican versus Democrat lens because they're trying to hijack the new class-conscious rich versus poor narrative that's beginning to appear organically amongst the general population. The Republicans are trying to do an oligarchy, so you better support the Democrats because they're the anti-oligarch party now. I think we can expect to see more of this kind of talk appear in the mainstream from now on. The idea being if you convince people to view class consciousness through the lens of the establishment, then the people who lean left will reaffirm their loyalty to the Democratic Party and once again be duped into the idea that that's somehow ever going to serve their best interest, and the people who lean to the right will abandon the cause altogether and reaffirm their loyalty to the Republican Party and the fictional notion of the good guy billionaire who claims to be fighting a system he's spent his entire life leeching off of and milking dry. That way any kind of unity that might create meaningful change has been redirected into once again dividing the people by the narrative that the corporate media orchestrate and control. Like, this person works for MSNBC, which is owned by NBC Universal News Group, which is owned by Comcast, who also own loads of other media outlets. Now there's a handful of other conglomerates just like Comcast, and between them they own the vast majority of the media. Now those conglomerates are largely owned by investment firms like Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street, who all own large portions of each other. They're also largely owned by big banks like JP Morgan Chase or Bank of America, who also in turn are largely owned by big investment firms like Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. If you're feeling confused, that's kind of the point. Now, investment firms like BlackRock get a large portion of their capital from retirement funds, which means they're investing with your money. And I don't just mean Americans there. These are investment funds from all over the world. Now, this money is used to manipulate the outcome of geopolitical and economic affairs. And unless you haven't been paying attention, you'll know that those outcomes haven't been trending in a direction that served the people very well for quite a long time. Which means that the richest people in the world have figured out a way to weaponize not only their money, but your own money against you. That's what an oligarchy looks like.